Hello everyone, this is Dr. Fig from Fig Natural Health. Today we're talking about Ledum Palustre. Rheumatism begins in the feet and travels upwards. Calmia is the opposite. The swellings are pale, sometimes edematous, and aggravated at night in the heat of the bed. Uncovering or cold water relieves. Ecchymosis, quote-unquote black eye from a blow or contusion. Better than arnica. Rheumatism and rheumatic gout. Joints become the seat of nodosities and, quote, gout stones, which are painful. Complaints of people who are cold all the time, lack of animal or vital heat. Parts cold to the touch, but not cold subjectively to the patient. Punctured wounds by sharp-pointed instruments, rat bites, stings of insects, especially mosquitoes. The Ledum rheumatism begins in the feet and travels upwards. This is the opposite of Calmia, which goes the other way. Ledum may be indicated in both acute and chronic forms of this complaint. In the acute form, the joints are swollen and hot, but not red. The swellings are pale, and the pains are worse at night and from the heat of the bed, once them uncovered. This is like mercurius, but with mercury, the profuse sweat without relief, and especially the characteristic mouth and tongue symptoms will decide. I've seen wonderful benefit from Ledum in such cases. In the chronic form of the disease, this remedy is equally efficacious. Here also we have the joints swollen and painful, especially in the heat of the bed, and painful hard nodes and concretions form in the joints of the feet first, then the hands. The periosteum of the phalanges is painful on pressure. The ankles are swollen, and the soles are painful and sensitive. You can hardly step on them. This painful and sensitive soles of the feet is also found under Antimonium crudum, Lycopodium, and Silicea, and I have relieved it, other symptoms agreeing with each and every one of these remedies. In these cases of rheumatic troubles, the Ledum patient is unnaturally cold. Quote, lacks vital or animal heat. In this, again, resembling Silicea, but although the Silicea patient has chronic rheumatism of the feet, ankles, and soles, similar to Ledum, aggravated also at night, the warmth of the bed does not aggravate Silicea, but on the contrary, he wants to be covered warmly. Under Ledum, the relief from cold is so prominent that sometimes the only amelioration is from putting the feet into cold water. It is well to think of Ledum in all cases of rheumatism of the feet and study it up. We must not leave this remedy without calling attention to its virtues as a remedy for injuries. We are apt to think of arnica first for bruises and the results therefrom, on account of its well-deserved reputation, to forget that there are sometimes other remedies equally valuable. Ledum sometimes comes in to finish up a work that arnica began well, but could not complete, even when arnica was the best at first, for it often removes the ecchymosis and discoloration more rapidly and perfectly. And that is Ledum that does that. For black and blue spots from blows or bruises, there is no better remedy than Ledum. Then again, we have sulfuric acid, which is very useful in ecchymoses from the same cause, especially if occurring in cachectic or weakened constitutions. Cachexia is muscle wasting, just a reminder, with tendency to purpura, or breaking down of the blood. This pathological condition should be attended with the characteristic symptoms of the drug. We often have ecchymosis into the conjunctiva or sclerotica, for which nux vomica is specific, but for quote, black eye from a blow of the fist, no remedy equals Ledum in the 2C potency. Ledum is a good remedy for punctured wounds, such as the sticking of a nail into the foot or an awl into the hand, etc. Also for stings of insects, especially mosquitoes, but this also needs modification. It makes some difference what kind of tissue is wounded by this kind of wound. If a nerve, for instance, hypericum would be preferable. If the periosteum, ruta. If the bone, calc phos or symphytum, to promote reunion or repair. We must not forget to mention in connection with what has been said of ledum and injuries of the eye, that if there is great pain in the eyeball itself from the blow, symphytum may have to be used. For all these affections, I believe the 200th potency better than the lower preparations. Thank you very much for listening, and you all take care.